So with Amazon automation, or any automation for that matter on any e-commerce platform, there's always going to be a risk of suspension. And we're going to talk about why, because I get a ton of questions about, oh, what if I get suspended with Amazon and blah, 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 blah. Let's just break it down so you guys have a complete understanding, all right? Let's go.
What's up, guys? This is 𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗘𝗦, and you have reached the Roughneck's Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to the channel, Roughnecks. As you already heard, we're going to be talking about why Amazon automation, or just some form of e-commerce automation, will inherently carry the risk of suspension. Okay, no matter what you do, there's always going to be a risk, and that's just what it is. No matter what these guys are telling you, no matter what these yahoos say, because there's a lot of people out there giving you some BS stuff, talking about, oh, you won't get suspended, you ain't got nothing to worry about, oh, you're going to be perfectly fine, you're going to be perfectly fine. No. It's not the truth, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're doing FBA, like private label FBA, wholesale FBA, drop shipping, whatever, fulfilled by merchant, does not matter. You run a risk of getting suspended. Period. In discussion, this is what it is, all right? That's the truth. So let's talk about why. Now, when it comes to Amazon, metrics are gonna be everything, okay? And there are certain things that you cannot control. You can't control every customer that you sell to. You just can't, all right? Think about it, you're gonna get more, usually there's more negativity than positivity, okay? There's tons of people that will purchase on Amazon that never leave a review. I'm one of those people. I'm guilty of it. I know, I'm sorry. It is what it is. So people will purchase and then they won't necessarily leave a review. If there's a good experience, you're probably not gonna hear about it very often. If there's a bad experience though, you're definitely gonna hear about it. Those are the people that whine the absolute most. Okay, those are the people that for a slight inconvenience, let's say it arrived a day late through no fault of your own, they're gonna complain, give you 1 star, I came late. These are scam artists, they're terrible people, they're terrible sellers, they should be off the platform, my life sucks, I hate everything, they gave me a refund but I don't care. Because generally that's what you'll do, you give a refund and they get a free product. Or you might even send another one out as a compensation, they still gonna complain. They won't tell about all the good that you're doing, they'll just tell about the bad. And guess what? If they complain loud enough, chances are you're gonna end up getting suspended at some point. Why? Because Amazon is very customer focused. All right, Amazon is very customer centric. Walmart is kind of the wild, wild west right now. But over time, Walmart's gonna be more customer focused as well. The same thing happened with eBay. eBay was the wild, wild west, and for a while, they didn't really care as much about what customers were saying, but as the complaints started rolling in, they started taking notice, and now, you know what it was. It was the great eBay culling of a couple years ago, and a lot of people lost accounts and stuff like that. When it comes to Amazon, that's the way the ball bounces, guys. You're running a real business with real customers. And well, with automation, like, we're handling it, me and my team, but the preface is the same. It's a real business. There's real obstacles. There's real people. Okay, sometimes things that are just out of your control. Okay, if you're drop shipping, sometimes suppliers are out of stock, or maybe they're delayed. Sometimes the suppliers don't update their websites or update things like when you call and say, hey, this is what's going on. There's all types of things that could happen. Okay, all types of things that could happen. And your metrics might get hit. Your valid tracking rate might go down. Through no fault of the automation service, whether it's mine or someone else's, does not necessarily matter. Through no fault of the automation service's own, the suppliers are like, yo, we couldn't get it out, things ship late. Now all of a sudden, you're scrambling, trying to get all these tracking numbers or whatever, and your valid tracking rate might drop from 95% down to 92%. Well, guess what? 92% ain't good enough for Amazon. It's good, and 92% is still good, but not good enough for Amazon. So now you got to hear this, and next thing you know, you get suspended over it. Oh, your valid tracking rate, what's wrong with you guys? Oh, you need to do better. And you're trying to do better. You're trying to fulfill everything, but yet, this is what happens. Amazon is still on it. Maybe there's some fraudulent, sellers on it. Well, not necessarily fraudulent sellers, but there's, other companies selling on Amazon, obviously so. And maybe they're claiming that your products are counterfeit. Maybe they're saying, oh, you're getting suspected IP claims. And there's really no basis to it, but they're trying to attack you and hit your metrics and things like that, and you get suspended over those things. That's just the way the ball bounces. Luckily, for my clients, I have a really, really good appeal team, and they handle that type of stuff. They take care of everything, they're on the ball, they get right on it. But it still happens, guys. Every Amazon seller at some point is going to deal with the suspension. Doesn't matter whether it's through FBA or whatever. And in the case of FBA, if you're private label FBA or if you're doing wholesale FBA, let's say you're doing wholesale FBA. You might get some items and in turn you're not like, oh, well, I'm not gonna put my FN SKU on it. I'm just gonna send it in batch. You send it in. I forget the term right now. The term just escaped me. But essentially what they do is they take the product. So let's say you're selling L'Oreal shampoos. And what they'll do is if you don't have your FN SKU on it, you don't have your individual SKU, your seller identifier, it'll go into a big batch of other L'Oreal products. And they'll just dump it all in. Now, granted, let's say someone is selling counterfeit L'Oreal products. Well, if you have the buy box and you get a sale, but they pull one of the counterfeit items as opposed to your legit sourced items, you're gonna get hit, and they're gonna be like, oh, this is obviously counterfeit and blah 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 blah. And now you got to deal with that. Next thing you know, you get suspended. So guys, like it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Suspensions do happen, and it'll be a while before you come back. And in most cases, it's not going to happen overnight. It might take weeks, it might take a few months. You got to be prepared for it. All right. If you're not prepared to deal with that, then you probably shouldn't be getting involved with any form of automation. You guys know, like I try to keep it real with you. Things aren't always perfect. Even with me, I'm still human. My employees are still human. We do make mistakes from time to time. We try to minimize those, but sometimes you don't catch everything. All right, and that's just what it is. You guys don't catch every single text message that comes through. You might think that you responded to somebody and then you didn't respond to somebody because it was on your mind, but you didn't do it. And that's just the way it goes with everything. I mean, it's business. It's never going to be perfect. Okay. We try to make it as perfect as possible. I don't know about other services outside of my friend services, but for the most part, we always try to do everything that we can to make sure that our customers our clients are having a good experience, and that the customers are having a good end experience as well, because we're the ones overseeing your business. And like I said, it's a real business. You're always going to run the inherent risk of getting suspended on Amazon. There's really nothing that you can do about it. Okay, that just comes with the territory, because you're dealing with so many moving parts. You're dealing with so many people. And the more that you sell, the more opportunities you have to get suspended, because now you have a larger customer base. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. If you're only getting 5 sales a day, it's not crazy. But when you're getting 500 sales in a day, that's a bigger deal, because now you have to worry about fulfilling that 500 in one day. And if you're doing that multiple days in a row, that becomes a big deal. Okay, most of the time suppliers might not have that much on stock, and now you got to figure out what you're going to do. You got to navigate all these things. So a lot of the new guys coming into the space who are like, oh yeah, I got an automation service, they've never really sold on Amazon, so they don't know about these things. A lot of guys, I actually get hit up from people who have automation services that watch my videos and like, bro, thank you so much for the information. Like I haven't experienced any of this stuff. And rightfully so, they haven't, because they've never sold on Amazon. They just ended up hiring a team and went through the motions to sell a service. And but it's something that you guys need to be careful of, because you're in some cases you're not going to know how much inventory your supplier has, right? And over time you'll learn, depending on the suppliers. Like I've been on long enough to kind of understand what items are going to be in stock the most and which ones are not necessarily going to be in stock, and how to handle those handling times and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like, things are just going to be imperfect, and the more sales that you have, the more opportunities you have to get suspended, and it's going to come sooner or later. It's going to come. You just got to be prepared for it. You got to be prepared to ride it out. I don't like it. You don't like it. Nobody likes it. But what are you going to do? All right. Sorry. So if you haven't liked the video by now, go ahead and like it, man, and subscribe to the channel, and then check below, man. Check below. Check get the links. You can hit me up on social. I'm always there to help people out, and answer all my questions personally. That's just the type of person that I am. I might not get back to you immediately because I have so many other things to do, and there's tons of things I got to handle with my clients, but I will still get back to you, and I'll still make it work. All right. So that being said, man, be safe, be smart. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.